What is up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host Heather C. So it is Monday, and that means Smothered has aired. We're on season 4, episode 3. And first things first, there was no Angie and Shay this week, so we will have to wait until next week to get updates on what's going on with them. And also, no Christina, Kathy, or Carlo also this week, so we will have to wait and see what's going on with them as well. But let's dive in and talk about who we did see this week. So Paula and Francia. So last week we saw Paula crash her mom Francia's date and literally drag her out of the date, making her leave the date against her will so they could spend time together. And we actually saw the aftermath of that. Francia actually yelled at her, and I didn't think that that was going to happen. She was really upset, and she's like, that is basically saying that you don't think I should have my time. And that's kind of what we were talking about last week. It is fair for Francia to have her time. Francia did admit to us that she has broken up with guys in the past because her daughter Paula didn't approve, and they did do double dates. And as long as they got along, things would work out. So do you think that that is the precedent that has gotten them to this point? Paula is a little too influential on who her mom can and can't date, and she kind of feels like she's in control of that.
Yeah, she was like really quick to be like, you're better than that guy. And she don't know. I mean, he could be like a total Prince Charming, but she just doesn't think that anybody's good enough for her mom, which is fair. I mean, you're going to put your parents on a pedestal. So, my thing is that they're both beautiful. Like Paula, whatever, she is gorgeous. And the fact that she's not out living her best life, it's just like, I don't understand, because she should be out there in the dating world. She should be out there enjoying being young and just enjoying her life. Her mom is there, and then her mom should be out enjoying herself because her mom is young too. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a close-knit relationship with your mom or your dad or your sister, your brother, but you have to learn to draw the line somewhere. Everybody deserves to have that me time, and you can't be controlling. You can't sit there and tell your mom who she can and can't date unless he's doing something wrong to her. So I don't know. There's definitely something there that she needs to be able to get through.
I think so too. And with the adopting of her cousin, Alejandra, she has so much anxiety and nervousness about the amount of time she's going to be able to spend with her mom. And I don't think that she's willing to compromise that time. And this little girl is definitely going to need her a lot with the loss of her mother. She's going to need someone to be there for her and take over that role. And I'm really hoping that Paula gives Alejandra a chance to make her a sister to her and let her in and be accepting of her and not be jealous of her, because the last thing she needs is to feel unwelcomed in her second home.
Well, I always say this, like, it's really hard when you're the only child syndrome. I
Yeah.
was the only child for like 18 years of my life before my sister was born. And even though I love her, I still to this day, grown and everything, is still like, ugh, I could have been the only kid. And it's like, there's just something that it's like you don't shake for whatever reason. Like when you're the only kid or the only kid for so long, you're not wanting to share that spot.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds crazy and I know it sounds like it could be immature, but it's just like, you don't mean to do it. It just happens, like you just want that attention and you don't want to share the person because you're used to having that top spot. So I'm not trying to justify her actions, but I do understand some of her ways.
I mean, I get it. I was the youngest, and I know it feels better when you're the most important. So I definitely understand that. So I want to talk about a Louisiana family because I'm a Louisiana boy. I grew up in Louisiana. So Lauren, Lisa, and Lorelei are back, and we remember last season because they were a huge standout because we remember seeing Lauren and Lisa. Well, Lisa is Lauren's mom, and we watched Lisa artificially inseminate Lauren on the show. I mean, luckily we didn't see it actually happen, but the process of what was going on, we were following along. And that was something that has stood out from Smothered It's a huge deal, and they are back. And congratulations, because guess who's pregnant? Lauren is pregnant, 7 months pregnant. I don't know who's more excited. Is it Lisa or is it Lorelei? Because they're both very excited, and they're almost fighting over the attention of Lauren and being a part of the pregnancy, which I think is a good problem to have. Having an enormous amount of support from everyone around you is good, but it's almost turning into animosity, because we've seen some comments between Lorelei and Lisa, especially in the ultrasound room, where she was like, get your own copies of these are ours, and I'm the mom, and we're seeing some animosity. So I think that the boundaries here are going to be hard, because we watched last season, because we know Lorelei should have been the one inseminating Lauren. So we know the boundaries here are very questionable. So when this baby gets here, there is going to be a lot of fighting for attention of this little girl.
This situation is delicate because she's really close to her mom. And then, this is also their first child. And I know that they were having issues with trying to get pregnant in the first place. And I just wish that they could kind of like look past, I don't want to call it little stuff, because I mean, if I was Lorelei, I guess I would be really upset too, that somebody, even if it's a mother, was trying to take my spot, because I want to, enjoy, the whole thing of having a child, and, every little step that it takes. So I wish that they could just be like, you know what, let's put all this aside. And first of all, be grateful. We have a little one on the way, and let's try to figure stuff out, because they did manage to figure out the whole thing with like the appointments and everything.
Yeah.
So everybody's happy, but it's like, they keep like playing the game of keep away, and like, or pickle in the middle, or whatever you want to say. It is like she's sitting here trying to find her spot in this whole thing, and it's like they're planning everything without her. They're letting her feel left out, and it's just like, it's sad, because it's like, this is something that could be done together as a whole and as a family. And even like the room, decorating it and stuff, it's like, I know grandma wants to be there and everything, but it's like, you also have to let the parents have their moment, because what if this is the only child that they decide to have in life? It's like, you only get the first one time.
I do like the idea that they're giving Lorelei the opportunity to plan the baby shower games. Now, the only issue is they're nervous, because Lorelei wants to have drinking games at the baby shower. Now, I haven't been to enough baby showers to know, but do you drink at baby showers? Because I know if the mom can't drink, you shouldn't really be drinking either, because that's not fair, right?
I haven't been to any where there was alcohol. I think that they think that it's not very fair because the mother can't participate.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are parties out there where people do their own thing, but like I said, I haven't been to any that had like an open bar or anything like that.
And also, we learned that it's going to be at 11 a.m. So
Okay,
it would be a little weird, to be having drinking games at 11 a.m. But
5 o'clock somewhere.
right. And Lorelei also made a invitation for the baby shower that they didn't like. It had camouflage on it and a deer, and it said a little deer, as in like a baby, and they didn't like that either. So I just really
shot her down so rudely, though.
Yeah.
We're just like, ew, no. And it's like, okay, but hello, at least she's trying. There are parents out there that are so like absent, and they let the mom or the dad or whoever like literally try to do everything, and they don't participate. You can't crap on somebody for wanting to be involved and trying. Like, she was like, okay, this is what I think is cool, and whatever. And it's like, to just be like, oh no. It's like, okay, well, maybe like something a little nicer than your really harsh constructive criticism.
I feel like everyone should be represented at the baby shower. There should be a piece of everyone, a piece of Lorelei, a piece of Lauren, a piece of Lisa, everybody, so everyone feels at home, because this baby is being born into different people and their family, different personalities, and everyone is going to love her just the same. So I hope that they can come to an agreement and let Lorelei have some camo and some deer. She likes to go hunting. So let her have something of that in that baby shower so everybody feels represented. All right, guys, that's it for part 1. We're going to come back with part 2 because guess who's back? Cher and Don are back, and I can't wait to talk about it. There's something about Florida in it, and you guys know how I feel about Florida. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Heather C. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you're live tweeting with us every Monday night for Smothered, and we'll talk to you all really soon.